have a very British sense of humor. Well, I do find Monty Python funny, and I find The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy very funny. So, I guess so. But I don't really know what, like, an American sense of humor is. You need to leave right now? Yeah. You mean Marvin? Well, I mean, some people would be like, oh, you're only 1700 elo? Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, if I'm worse than a pro player, then I have no right to comment on, you know, what a top player is doing that's right or wrong. You know, like, I am not qualified to pass judgment. I mean, obviously I disagree, but it is a line of thinking that some people have. Alrighty, here we are, guys. Game number 4 in this best of 5. Miguel's team is not out of it yet, so let's see if Barles' team can put her away in this one. We'll have Somero as the blue Incas to the right of the map. Already coming forward here, but looks like Noisick was here first. Matt is going to be the green Teutons in the pocket, back again. Imperio going to be the Cyan Spanish in the other pocket. And Barles will be the gray Indians on the left flank. Looking like getting a good wall going. Friendly. I don't know, it's funny because I feel like I'm probably like one of, if not the least accessible casters. McNeeny. McMeany. Lol. I'm very niche. I guess. Oh, wait, is there no loom? Hold up. No, loom just came in. Oh, that sucks. Not the most discoverable one? Yeah. Is it AW2 nerds? AW2 nerd? I guess. I do my best to be engaging, though, and you know, hype when the situation calls for it. I definitely try not to be bland. Like, the worst thing a caster could be is boring. And or not knowing what they're talking about. I guess those two things would be really bad. Well, actually, you'd rather have somebody not know what they're talking about and be entertaining than somebody who does know what they're talking about but be really boring. Oh, the corgi always helps. Anyway, this is currently really, really annoying as FreakinAndy is being freaking annoying. If game intros were more uniform? What do you mean? Like, I introduce all the players. Rip the Ville. I mean, it's like, depends on what you consider hype. Like, I get hyped when I'm casting, when there's like something that is worth something. Like, if I'm actually getting hyped, then I will be hyped. But I'm not going to try and hype something that I don't find hype. And I suppose my threshold for being hyped is probably higher than the average bear. Anyway, just taking a quick look. Cyan at 18 vils, purple on 21. So that's 2 vils behind is Imperio versus mratin. That really sucks. Step Lancer domination. Only getting dominated, I'm afraid. Anyway, pawn situation real quick. There is one here for red, and not one here for anybody, because, yeah, that's behind a forest. So it's really just one pond versus no pond. That game was completely ridiculous. So, let's take a look at these civs. Incas versus Vietnamese. Now, the question is, what are Incas going to do? I haven't seen them so far in BF. The Yuck Yucks. Like in a calm voice. What I do hope people feel is that, one, I'm, like, you know, engaging and enthusiastic. And I hope, like, people think of me as, like, a knowledgeable caster beyond just, like, tech tree knowledge. Like, knowing what the meta is and what pros do and why pros do the things that they do. You know, that whole thing. Because I watch these guys play the game a lot. Anyway, regardless, this is Gray having bills over here. That is nowhere near his own base, but hey, when has that ever stopped anybody? So, Andy coming in to rush forward with some defensive vills. I mean, he's just clicked up to Feudal Age since he was sending all those vills forward to deal with Cyan. Oh yeah, but we'll have to see what the Incas are up to. Vietnamese are going to be maybe like a fast castle, or castle age into quick imperial age, rattan archers, trebs, that whole sort of thing. What is making sense? Yeah, but this is BF, so it doesn't actually have to make sense to make sense. And then as far as like their pockets go, Teutons, Hal Basso, Ethiopians, Hal Basso. Now, when key factors of the game? Well, that sounds like something that would be quite important for a caster, so thanks. Gates volunteers. I think that's fair, McNeely. I mean, I try and explain stuff as much as possible, but there are definitely times, like, I have to watch back my own casting, otherwise, like, you know, it's just something you want to do if you improve at anything, is you have to watch yourself and see what you can do better. Well, remember, Ethiopians aren't going to be going for archers. Ethiopians are going to be going Halbesso. Now, Teuton Halbs beat Ethiopian Halbs. Teuton Boom is better than Ethiopian Boom. Torsion Engines is really, really scary. Oh, I cringe watching myself too. Don't get me wrong, I hate listening to myself. It's so irritating. Consider if it's better, like teaching? Well, yeah, exactly. That is also what I do. And, you know, it's like, trying to look at not just what other AoE2 casters do, but other esports casters and even sportscasters and what they do. Something that anybody who's like seriously invested in the casting does, and it's how we all improve. Great Wall here. So nothing's going to be happening on this side. But yeah, like Teutons versus Ethiopians. I do like Teutons more as a pocket, but Ethiopian Siege can always be scary. And it's like, it's always a balancing act because I feel like I interact with chat more than most casters. Like, especially for, like, tournament games. And of course, that would be... I guess, like... It would mean I'm technically less focused on the game. But yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just a smaller stream, and it's one, like, that I'd like to think I've encouraged people to not be spammy jerks. And what do you mean, how much time do I put into practicing outside of casting? Like, looking at my own casting and watching others cast? I mean, not that much. Maybe, like, a couple hours a week. Anyway, Turk flank versus Indian flank. Elephant archers are going to be really annoying for Turks to deal with. Which is beautiful. Yo, that's just because I'm an idiot. That's just straight up because I'm a dum-dum. And I answer things without thinking on whether or not I should answer them. Yeah, the mods don't really have to... The mods have to do a lot more work just dealing with my laziness than they have to deal with dealing with idiots in chat. Bombard cannons as Turks? I mean, a bunch of bombard cannons can work versus elephant archers, especially if you have artillery, but it's still tricky. And then Spanish pocket, Persian pocket. Obviously, both of these guys are going to be booming into paladins. 56 fills to 47. Imperio is already behind due to the silliness from FreakinAndy. But then you have the Persian boom on top of it. Where Spanish are going to come back strong is in the Imperial Age, of course, with their trade bonus. Going to be super insane. Also, you have the Bombard Tower potential. And yeah, Somero is going fast at monks. Inca monks are pretty good. You miss Fervor and you miss... Illumination. Oh man, monk tech trees are always the hardest to remember. Nope. Fervor and Atonement is the other one. Idiot number just for the mods. Nah, they still have their hands full just dealing with me. Ornlu dumped. Yeah, Incas are definitely one of the weakest civs here. But overall, I mean, Spanish Teuton pocket I like a lot. Indian flank I like. And I feel like there's still the overall stronger civ combo. I would say that, like, for someone like Somero, yeah, he totally knows the monk tech trees. And you know that Vietnamese aren't going to be going for mass monks because their monks aren't very good. And in fact, we have a mass fish boom going on. And yes, Vietnamese gill nuts does not cost wood. Just 200 food. Gray, yeah, definitely ahead of villagers compared to orange. Red, just on the way to Castle Age, but has 61 vills. I mean, overall, Miguel's team has a sizable villager lead. Green, 74 to 65 vills. I mean, Teuton boom is stronger than Ethiopian boom. And then 63 to 76 vills, again, Persian boom is stronger than the Spanish boom. But I mean, you're going up against a lot of walls here from Noisick. Well, we could see Somero having to cut through the forest with the trebs, because that would probably be faster than trying to knock down all these walls. But Imperial Age is coming in, red clicking up as well. Defensive castle coming in for him. The Vietnamese free conscription is actually a pretty nice bonus in this situation. One thing at a time really well. Yeah, fortified wall. As soon as he sees his opponent is going for the fast imp, he just slam down that fortified wall. 45. It's just a quiet, peaceful game where we can enter our documentary casting voice. As we see Matt now grabbing the loom upgrade alongside the Imperial Age. What a lovely move that is, making sure that his villagers, when they go forward, are not going to die to random wolves. And now the trebuchets are going to be knocking down these trees, as is typical at this time of the year. Not that quiet of a game. Well, let's see. Cyan, green both on the way to Imp. Yellow and purple now both on the way to Imp. I mean, just more walls coming. Exactly what you need to do. Mango on the way. Still a little time for Onager to come in, though. And remember, red 66 fills, 43 for blue. 24 fishing ships are so good, man. Oh. Munkers are now in, and, well, I guess over here there's a little bit less to choppy chop chop. Treb on the way. Again, free conscription is quite nice here. Now, Gray, it seems like, is just going for a full-on boom right now. Probably just going to boom right into the Ellie Archers. Anyway, we have Pikemen coming in here from Yellow. Miguel, notably 3 TC Imperial Age. He's hitting Imp at the same time as his opponent, but has way more military infrastructure up faster, but at the cost of being behind by like 30 villagers compared to Green. Anyway, we have the lovely Trev Rocks flying at each other. And that's going to be one down castle here for red. I mean, if you're in a position where in a Treb war, one guy is attacking a castle and the other guy is attacking trebuchets, usually the guy attacking the trebuchets is not love and life, because Trebs suck at attacking other Trebs. They're very inaccurate. Unless you have Warwolf and or are Huns. Even Huns, that's not that accurate. Whereas, like, when you're attacking a castle, it's like it's guaranteed damage every single time, and it becomes very expensive to repair. So that's why you almost always want to go for castles instead of enemy trebuchets. Only if you're, like, really desperate, like Noisick is right there. And now Noisick, I mean, he has a way better economy than Blue, but what does that matter if you don't have any army? I mean, he has 1 Rattan Archer and 1 Trebuchet. That is his entire army. Yeah, exactly. Now that fortified wall is going to be going down quite soon. There are plenty of monks here for Somero. Onager Cut going to come in as well. This is going to be looking quite tricky. Remember, Halbs for Teutons are beating the Halbs of Ethiopians very decisively in a straight-up fight. That 2 extra melee armor means a lot when Halbs have very low base attack. Meanwhile, absolutely nothing relevant is going on. Anyway, Cavalier now coming in here from mratin. His stables are kind of like scattered across this whole area over here. But it seems like things are heating up finally. Heresy coming in for yellow. Going to be important for Miguel's eventual siege onagers and bombard cannons. Paladin in for both paladin-making players. And pulling back just a little bit. Vietnamese do have bombard cannons. They have bombard cannons and bombard towers and elite cannon galleons, but not hand cannons. So they have most of the gunpowder units. Yep, Cavalier are incoming. And we actually have the champion switch coming in for our green player. I mean, yeah, Teutonic Knights are awesome and whatnot. We already have a couple, just for the lulz. But really, the champions are much easier to get going. Anyway, Elite Ellie Archer's also on the way, and we just know how scary these Chonkmeisters are. Castle's under a lot of threat right now as all those monk lasers are coming in. More fortified walls. And things are going to be hitting the fan here very shortly. Torsion engines coming in right now. Paladin for both paladining players. That's a verb. And yeah, we're going to be getting into Imperial Age here very even. There's Elite Teutonic Knight. There we go. Bombard Tower now coming in from orange. What is our Turk player doing? He has 3 bombard cannons. That's not much. Oh, huge fight could be underway right here. All of those monk lasers. Remember, it's all the monk lasers contributing to the fight versus, like, 2 rattan archers. So this is really a 3v2-ish. And now onagers are joining the party, but they are not onagers of the siege variety, and those are torsion engine bombard cannons getting some pretty big hits off as we just have this absolute mess of a fight. Onager's hit right there is really good as well. Monks trying to convert as many bombards as possible. There's heresy in, so the bombards are just going to die, remember. But even so, this is still a pretty even-ish looking fight, but seems like the team of Miguel is pushing forward right now. 24 paladins here to, like, almost none. Monk numbers are absolutely collapsing, and this is a huge win here for Miguel's team. Oh, that was a critical fight. Heresy really helping out as the bombard cannons that were converted were just not killing all of the other bombard cannons. And then I think Purple just had way more stables out here way faster. But now Elite Ellie Archers are going to be joining in on the fun. And the bombard towers. Oh, what a beautiful building. Yeah, the torsion engine bombard cannons were fantastic, of course. Still pretty much no army, though, from Orange. Just bombard towers. Now that the Elite Ellie Archers are coming in, and they are fully upgraded, I think. Yep, fully upgraded. And the rattan archers are still at very low numbers. Some halbs and skirms, but last time I checked, those are not the scariest units in a post-inf team game. It does kind of feel like a 4v2. Miguel's team has more villagers, but the army is a bit better right now for Barles' team. And yet they are lacking in heavy siege. The bombard towers are going to be very difficult to deal with. I mean, the Ellie Archers trying to clean up bombards as best they can. Siege Engineers, Ironclad, both coming in. Anything interesting happening over here? Not really. Oh, huge bombard hit right there. Oh, even some monks gonna be biting the dust. Torsion engines is really scary. Imp Skirm coming in for red. kind of an odd choice, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Artillery is in for the bombard towers of FreakinAndy, by the way. Looks like green's gonna try and cut a little bit to the left. Alrighty. Blue's still totally focused on the monk play, by the way. Think that Somero's gonna need to switch at some point, but I guess he's still completely low eco. Only 70 vills for him. And right now, it's gonna be Miguel's team with the army advantage. If they're to move on, they're gonna need a complete reverse sweep. But they're looking really good here in this game. Miguel's bombard cannons have 84 kills. That is such an enormous military difference. The monks just not working out. The elephant archer numbers are so low. Some yucks are coming in. Oh, but all of those walls have been deleted in purple. And mratin with so many paladins right now. And these military numbers are just not comparable as Miguel's team is pushing forward. Oh, they want to stay alive in this series. They want to bring it to the final game. And the first final game of the tournament, might I add. Yeah, the siege onagers have barely done anything at this point. But we have castles, no crenellations in just yet. That's Chautauqua and Sultans. And these are still elite elephant archers. Oh, Bombard's also trying to push over here, as FreakinAndy is just going to be littering the map with bombard towers. Ooh. Castle's getting real low, but the military numbers are getting a bit closer. Yeah, 25 elite elephant archers, not that many. Red Chatras. Ooh, we could be seeing some battle elephants from Vietnamese. That's always a late game option. Bombard tower is now attempting to be repaired. But there are still so many. 14 bombard towers on this eastern front. Elite Camioc now coming in. But Cyan's paladin numbers are pretty low. Whoa! Look at this just little line over here from Matt. A few Monkerinos, but gotta be careful. It does take, what? 4 bombard tower hits to kill a single elephant archer? Oh, paladin's trying to rush in. And, oh my god, that's 10 bombard cannons with 134 kills on them, guys. But the yucks are going to be quite good. And, well, congrats on the cut, man. It's like that should be an AoE greeting card. Well, there's still going to be plenty of Indian LE archers. They're just going to be coming from different Indian civilizations. More bombards. And the elephant archers are just not going to accomplish anything on that left side. And yet, look at this. The military numbers are still pretty even. Villager counts, again, pretty even. Somero's getting right back in there with these elite Camiocs. Still missing some upgrades, but mostly there. And now the paladins are flooding in over here. Matt needs to make sure that the paladins... Oh, the paladins still do have a way in. Uh-oh. That could be an issue for Miguel's team, guys. Bombards from Miguel are really just kind of like anchoring this late game, and you need castles to make Camiocs, as it turns out. I know it's very shocking. Still don't see a whole lot that can deal with this, though. Fabric Shields, Blast Furnace, both very important upgrades. And, I mean, the Kamyuks will be performing quite well versus Halbs. Now Cyan with Paladins over here, Cyan with Paladins over there. Cyan has Paladins everywhere. But mratin indeed is on the other side. So both teams really trying to get that trade killing going. And these bombard towers still stand. I mean, you're going to want siege rams or trebuchets to deal with those. Random longswordsmen, because why not? And Miguel's team now a little bit behind in Vil count, as these paladins are still not cleaned up. And the trebs from Cyan and Gray both slowly pushing away over here. Oh, yeah, those bombards from Miguel are still just doing so much work. 181 kills on them. Oh my goodness. Also, you might want to get Bowsaw before the 48-minute mark. Kamyuks came into Age of Empires in the Forgotten, so like a decade earlier. Oh, and the Yucks, guys. They're holding down this front line. They do not have the Pikeman Armor class, or Spearman Armor class, whatever you want to call it. So they don't get bonus damage from skirmishers. Important distinction between them and your regular run-of-the-mill halberdier. Oh, and now the elephant archers are coming in as well, and Miguel is doing everything he can to plug up this hole in the forest, but I don't see anything getting dealt with that right there. There's still one paladin alive over here. Oh, but the Kamyuks just can't stand under the bombard towers, and there just isn't anything anti-bombard tower. Oh, but how are you going to clean up all of these elephant archers, man? I mean, this is like almost 1,200 HP worth of unit right here. But Miguel's team now with a much larger army. Falling pretty far behind in Vils, though. Looks like Orange is trying to switch over into Cav Archers. Paladins here are going to get absolutely wrecked, though. And, I mean, yeah, Turk Cav Archers are tanky, but they're still going to die to Elephant Archers. It's just going to be a very slow death. And Indians aren't gone. Orange is mostly making bombard towers and bombard cannons. Now mixing in siege rams, and is also now mixing in Cav Archers. Now Miguel is just getting Onager. He's been relying on the torsion engine bombard cannons for the most part, which, I mean, they have 223 kills on them. They've been doing well, but you might be needing some SOs to better deal with this huge flood of infantry units. The trade tab, is there a tab for trade? You can see the trade units are overall going to be well in favor of Barles' team. Oh, those guys are kind of stuck, though. That's a little awkward. Red trying to come in with another castle. So many bombard towers. Oh my god, 102 kills across those bombard towers and 40,000 HP. Oh my god, those monks just got absolutely flattened. Yeah, you're gonna need something like siege rams. Incas get siege rams. And siege engineers. Oh, the bombard cannons are getting stuck! So many of them are going down! Oh my god! That was a huge loss right there. Sure, 2 siege onagers are gonna die, but... oh, man. More bombard cannons are on the way, but there's only 3 of them on the field right now. The fact that these bombard towers are still alive is really anchoring down this right side defense. But another push is happening over here by the looks of things, as like bombard cannons are stacked on top of each other. No, that was not torsion engines. Those are just Teuton siege onagers with ironclad. Yeah, Spanish trade is a very important thing to consider. Andean sling! Oh. Still pushing over here. Barles' team overboomed? I mean... possibly. They have a very expensive army by and large. And Somero is definitely starting to bank a lot of resources. He's 82 on food. Okay, you probably don't need that many on food to go for eagles and whatnot. Kameyuks. Oh yeah, mratin definitely overboomed right now. Although he doesn't really have many resources in the bank. So he could have been slinging, but it's a little hard to tell. Anyway, elephant archers are now raiding. You guys act like elephant archers are going to be leaving the game, when no, in fact, they're just going to be more available than ever. You can build them at archery ranges. Oh, rattan archers are good, but so are siege onagers. Paladin's now running around over here in the trade, and Barles' team was looking pretty grim for them at a point, but able to hold things down. Pushing in from this side, and it seems like there isn't a whole lot to deal with this. There aren't that many bombard towers. There really isn't a whole lot of anything, to be honest. And even though most of the fight's been happening over here, it's been more or less a stalemate. Whereas this left side has just been steadily collapsing. Oh yes, this cut was critical. It made mobility a factor, and there just wasn't enough to deal with all of the stuff that was being thrown over this way, and it was just very difficult to push over on this right side. Holy trebuchet, that's 15 trebuchets! Yes, Hindustanis are going to be different for sure. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no, I have no idea what happened right there, but now things are looking pretty grim. Almost 30k value for Barles' team, but a huge counter push is on this side, and it seems like that is a lot of cav archers. I mean, it's 22 elephant archers, which is objectively a lot, but still not enough seems to deal with all that. Yeah, mratin needs... Like, he has the eco for going for war elephants, but he's only making paladins. And I think sometimes players will just not realize that they have so many trade carts because it doesn't show it in your villager tab. Like, look at Matt. Matt has 91 bills and 55 trade carts. That is, like, what you want at this stage in the game. Versus 123 bills and 44 trade carts. Like, that is just way too much pop invested. 73 on win. Yeah, that's a little excessive. Anyway, things still seem to be going the way of Team Miguel. And remember, it's all Spanish trade on top of this. Yeah, I mean, the elephant archers are just so frickin' tanky. Like, each Ellie archer is 3.5 cav archers worth of HP. Some eagles running in. They're, of course, going to be fantastic against rattan archers, and they're going to be still good at sniping bombard cannons and the like. But yeah, this is like backed level of trebs. I don't know. We'll have to test that one out. Held in the rainforest. Oh, feels deforestation, man. I guess a lot of the trebs. Well, there's still 10 trebuchets alive. That's a lot of trebuchets. And I mean, Miguel's team has like a slight numbers lead right now, but I mean, Barles and Imperio over here with their trebuchets, they're slowly knocking down these bombards. Somero definitely came back with a vengeance. Yeah, I'm ratting 172 vills right now. That is way too many. You're never going to have enough paladins. Like 88 vills for Imperio and 59 trade carts. That is way better. And things are just looking better and better here for Barles' team. They want to move on to the semifinals. Heated shot for Gray. Barles very clearly thinking heated shot is going to be an integral part of this game. For the pond that's all the way down here, maybe. Oh my god. Yeah, Somero's push here looking super good. Well, it can't be a champion switch because Ethiopians don't get champions. Oh, top score. Matt's score is pretty insane. Oh, this castle is already attacking a market over here. More LE archers queued up from this forward castle. 92 paladins in the queue for Imperio. '59 LE archers, 76 eagle warriors. Yes, no, Somero's fantastic. Yes, 74 trade carts with Spanish. I mean, let's see the gold difference. 117 gold per trip versus 125. So like 50% more gold per trip. 26 trebuchets. Oh my god. This is what you want though. Big raid here from Orange. I just don't think it's going to be enough. They're pretty much on top of that with Team Barles. Yeah, I guess it is. Three relics for Barles with Sultans is actually pretty nice. I mean, Castle is at around half HP. Some Paladins are trying to stream in, but it's just not going to be enough. Oh man, this is a huge amount of red Zico that's going to be going down. Yeah, I don't know if he deleted those bills or if they were killed. War Galley on the way. But don't worry, guys. Barles has heated shot just for such an occasion. Yeah, those Cav Archers are all going to get cleaned up. But, like, that's the amount of trebs you need if you want to start to take down a bunch of, like, bombard tower defenses. Turk monks here, just gonna try and convert whatever elephant archers they can. Nah. Granted, that's a lot of paladins about to descend on a bunch of trebuchets. But you are running right into halbs and kamyuks as well, so it's not like it's the world's cheapest trade in the world. World's cheapest trade in the world. Great English. And Barles is still taking efficient fights over here. And really, this game is coming down to, just past tense, it came down to whose team managed post-Imperial Age better. And I feel like across the board, it was just a pretty significant edge here for Barles' team. Miguel's team, you could even argue, had a bit of an advantage going into it, but again, it's the communication, it's the coordination, it's how they balanced army compositions, who went where with what, as well as this very important cut in the middle. Instead of just sticking out all in one flank, or like maybe just trying like a little bit to push on this side, just taking that big cut through the middle, getting into that trade and forcing the other team to sort of defend on 3 locations at once. And if you're scrambling to defend 3 locations at once, there is almost no way you're going to be taking efficient fights. Like, that is just very, very unlikely. So, well done there for Barles' team. They'll be making it to the next round, semifinals. Barles, of course, with a great KD because he's making elephants. Matt, almost a positive KD going Halbessa was pretty good. Almost having a positive KD for Somero is pretty impressive. But yeah, good stuff. For sure.